I honestly really enjoy watching Ubisoft press conferences because I just feel like they have fun with whatever they're doing. Um, and I kind of made fun of the just dance segments, but like they're still having fun doing that. The press conference out the
Mhm.
entire time, like the speakers are really energetic. The people presenting their games actually feel like they actually like their game. They know what they're talking about. They enjoy being there. So having the Just Dance segment is kind of more of the same. So I just whenever I go into Ubisoft press conference, I'm just like I'm ready to have a fun time. Like even if the game doesn't look super interesting to me personally, I'm still probably gonna have a fun time watching this press conference.
Right. And they put like a lot of joy and stuff into like, it's like it may not be, the number one selling game, but you know what? We enjoyed making it and the fans
Yeah,
will enjoy playing it.
yeah.
But go ahead, you were saying something?
I cannot say that about EA. What I was getting at.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness. EA, uh, they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. That is the correct reaction.
And just I don't even.
I
I just,
I never ever actually watched EA's press conference. I watched their press conference one year. I think in like 2015 or 2016. It was it was just I can't even say boring because I feel that gives it too much credit.
Whoa,
It
savage.
No one cared about anything they were doing. Whenever whenever someone came out to present a game, they would talk super corporately. They would just talk very matter of factly. Like,
Hmm.
yes, this game was made just to make money. It's basically the vibe the entire press conference
Yeah.
gives off. And just and they have a super duper bad habit of doing live gameplay where like someone's standing on the stage actually playing the game with like
Mhm.
super scripted dialogue, especially when it's two people. Like no one talks like this. Like this, you claim to be for the gamers, but like these people are just saying stuff that's happening when like if this stuff was happening in real life, people would be swearing, people would be like freaking out,
Yeah.
they'd be
They're like,
laughing, they'd be actually,
oh
beat
yeah. Yeah.
people. Yeah, I never believe anyone on stage that entire hour and a half, however long these press conferences are. I never believe any of these are actually functioning human beings.
They're robots, don't you
They
know? Like
basically are. What it
that's where
feels
all our
like.
money goes. They make robots to sell us the game.
and and like and I hate it because EA does have this program where like they they fund up and coming developers, like people who are floundering, like they can't actually make their game with their own money, so EA funds the game. And whenever they actually get on stage, they actually kind of generally look like they actually know what they're doing and actually like what they're talking about. But that's maybe 5 minutes in the entire press conference, and then maybe one or two of those each
Mhm.
year. The rest of the hour is nothing but people just trying to sell you stuff, and it's blatantly obvious.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know some people are like, oh, but they're a company. It's their job to make money. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't have to feel dirty when they try to sell me something. It's like it's a game. I should want to buy
Mm-hmm.
it.
Like
It's
we
like,
we just talked about Ubisoft at least pretend like at least showing really well, even if they are faking it, like they're doing really good at it.
yeah.
Just presenting stuff like they enjoy being there, like they're trying to put on a good show for you. They actually care about the consumer. EA has
Mhm.
never come off that way at all.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, Ubisoft and like other companies, they listen to their fans. If there's something they don't like or something like, oh, they're like, okay, so next time they make something, boom. EA, oh, you want this? Ha, let me give you this instead. That's what you really want. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, but you really want this? No, like,
You
didn't
guys
you?
want a new Dead Space game? Okay, we'll fire everyone from that studio, close the studio down, close every project they're working on right now, including that single player Star Wars game made by the one of the original directors of the first Uncharted game. Cancel that
Uh,
entirely. move everyone to different projects that aren't Star Wars, and instead make that game a multiplayer online shooter. What?
They say, "You're welcome." We're just like, oh my God. It's just like, why?
None of
Why
that
would
was
you
the right thing to do.
you did the opposite of what everyone wanted. You ruined. Not only did you tarnish the name of Battlefront twice, but ah, uh,
And this year they're gonna they're gonna try their darndest to get the Star Wars fans back. So like half of
mhm.
their press conference is gonna be Star Wars stuff. Even if it doesn't look
Yeah,
good, they're still gonna try to sell it to you.
yeah, they're gonna try, and then we're gonna be like, no, because you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, get out of my company. Let go of my franchise. Like,
Please.
'cause
Uh, like
but they're
Annie
not going
Henning,
to.
the person I mentioned from Naughty Dog, like she is one of the most prolific story writers, game designers, just people in the industry. Period. She is like the she was the perfect person to make a single player canon Star Wars story,
Hmm.
and you just wasted her.
I'm like, this
The
was gonna
game
be.
the game wasn't progressing the way we wanted it to. We can't monetize we can't make as much money as we want to. That's fine. It's
It's
fine. You can't
it's
make a
like
$1 billion off of one game. No one's
you
gonna
don't.
blame you.
It's like, but we're all gonna buy it. Like, we're gonna enjoy this game. Like, that's what really matters,
Yeah.
right?
I,
And he's like,
and pleasing the fans goes a long way to actually making money. If
yeah,
tick off the people who actually you want to buy your game, then they're not gonna buy your game.
and then you have no profit. So who
Hmm.
really wins? Like,
I don't know. Like, oh, but we canceled it because single player games aren't selling anymore. Um, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sold over 7 million units. Mario Odyssey has sold over 10 million units on a console with only 17 million install base. I know that's Mario, but still single player. Persona 5, a pretty niche JRPG
mm,
at $100 long, has sold over 2.2 million. Like, I could keep. A new IP from Sony, Horizon Zero Dawn, sold over 6 million. So,
mm,
no, single player games are not dying.
not dying. They just don't. EA just can't make as much money off of them, so they don't want to. That's just, and they know it. They know it. Like, thing is, they're not hiding it. Like, they're obvious about their, oh, yeah, we like multiplayer. Like, look, you just want to make more money. We get it. You get it. Let's be adults. You're holding what we love hostage,
Mm.
and what do you want? Yeah, it's like, what will it take?
And it bums me out because EA has only made two Star Wars games, not counting some of the mobile stuff, since they got the rights back in like 2013. And Star Wars is already four movies in this Friday. They're four movies in. You've only made two games that are spin-offs that are actually, reimaginings of games that came out over 10 years ago. You've done nothing to progress the name of Star Wars in over 5 years. Like, what are you doing? How are you so bad at making or doing this? I don't understand.
It's not like it. I mean, it's Star Wars. Like, it's the most profitable. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. It's one of the most
Uh,
recognizable franchises of all time. Theoretically, EA should have had like four different Star Wars games being developed at the same time to come out last year.
mhm. Just alone, like
Yeah.
you. It's like, get it together, yeah. You want to talk about making money? You have Star
Hmm.
Wars. You can make a. I mean, you can make all the money you want just by like a single good game. Let
Hmm.
alone work on multiple projects together. Like, no, oh yeah.
And like, if they are just going to remake Battlefront, that's fine. But since you are remaking old games, why not make a new Rogue Squadron game or a new
Mm,
Knights of the Old Republic since you own
Public
BioWare?
games. Yeah, oh
Oh,
my god, bounty hunter game, like
oh,
like the classic games, dude. Like,
Shadow of the Empire. Just there's so
oof.
many great games they could either remaster or remake, or just make sequels to or reimagine.
Yeah,
Just
I
in
feel like
Star
I mean
Wars game lore alone, you could go so far back and make such great
that's what I'm
content.
saying.
They
'Cause I
just
mean,
haven't.
that's what I'm saying. There's so many good games. Like, I mean, honestly, they remaster them because I mean, you get all the old fans, but you'll
Mhm.
get a bunch of new fans. Those games are relatively old at this point, so a
Yeah,
lot of people don't haven't played them. And then once you remastered them, brought them up, then you can add in sequels, and then everyone hasn't played them because they're new. So there
yeah.
you go. Like, it's not rocket science. You can just
Hmm.
you don't even have to do anything the first time. Just up the graphics to this generation. Like that's
Yeah,
all you have to do, and then just say, "Here you go, everyone," and everyone eats it up. Like
yeah. Just like Disney for some reason, like told EA everything you make will be canon. Yet they've squandered that. They didn't even have a single player mode in the first Battlefront. Yet they were told everything they make is canon and they didn't capitalize on that. I will never understand that.
But I mean, even when they tried to in this one, it's not like what they made was like groundbreaking. It was a forgettable story mode at best.
Yeah, true.
Like, are you really mad at them for just delaying the inevitable?
No, no, I guess not. But still, it's disappointing. Like I, I would still want just. Granted, I don't want EA to make Star Wars games, period. But like, if they are going to have exclusive rights to this franchise for now, at least do something with it. And I have a big fear that the 3 or 4 Star Wars games are going to announce aren't going to come out for a couple of years in this E3 because they're going to. They're
Yeah.
scrambling for Star Wars stuff right now. I was guarantee 3 out of 4. Let's just say they were announcing 4 games.
Yeah.
3/4 of the games they'll announce will be online with focus on multiplayer. One might be story based, but the rest will be online, and that'll be disappointing. That's not what Star Wars is about.
Just
Just,
a moment of silence for our fallen Star Wars game.
okay, okay, moving on from that. So, kind of in that same realm, I mentioned before that they completely canned the entire studio that was responsible for making one of the single player Star Wars games and the Dead Space franchise. I have this feeling that they're going to at least tease a Dead Space 4 in hopes of getting some of those fans back.
Will that be enough? You think?
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. I mean, they could, but I mean, who's that really gonna like?
like
Okay,
Dead Space kind of has the same issue that Mass Effect had, where the first 2 games were made by their respective studios, uh, before EA bought them, and then when the third one came around, the third one was made after EA had bought them, and they were not good. They focused more on multiplayer. They
Mhm.
focused more on action and just kind of weird mechanics that weren't what the original was about. Like Dead Space is supposed to be like a horror kind of alien esque, uh, horror in space experience, and the third one was
Yeah,
multiplayer,
you're
which
fine.
takes away the fear out of it, and more action based, which again that just takes away from what it actually is.
Mhm.
And then with Mass Effect Andromeda came out, which was just bad on every level. So I'm hoping they don't do the same thing with Dead Space.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, it's like once, like the thing, once you turn, like once it goes the other way, because like once they got to that point where it's not even like Dead Space anymore. It kind of feels like you're not even playing the same game. It's just it's like you feel like it's just a lie with the same cover.
Yeah.
But it's like they're not. I mean, they're not going to go back. That's the thing. They're not going to go back to what they made the games originally. They're just going to try to build off what they established, and it's not going to work. And then and we just get, oh well, that game came out.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that too. Like you just
that's one thing I really appreciate Capcom for sometimes is they're really good about sometimes understanding their mistakes and fixing them with future installments. Like Resident Evil 5 was a bit more action based, but in that one game it kind of made sense just what the story was trying to tell, so it worked. But then Resident Evil 6 came out and it threw out the horror element entirely and was nothing but an action movie the entire time. No one liked that game at all. So they're like, okay, we'll take a 5-10 year break. I mean, five. I think it was either 5 or 6 year break, and we'll come back with like an actual Resident Evil game. You're in a house. You have to find bullets. You can actually, find new weapons. Everything tries to kill you. You're actually vulnerable. And like they actually made with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, that was like actually a good Resident Evil game, which was the essentially the game people have wanted ever since Resident Evil 5 and 6. So I just don't trust EA to have that same kind of mindset when it comes to making anything else.
It's a trap. It's a trap. I'm telling you. You can't. EA is a trap in itself, all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not. It's not gonna happen. That's the thing. It's just, I don't know, but
just like if they do announce a new Dead Space game, which I'm not expecting it. Like I'm not actually expecting it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did announce it, hoping to get fans back.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was just action based with a focus on online multiplayer, just like every other game they release nowadays is.
That's what I'm saying, and everyone's like, "No, EA, you messed with us for the last time." Like, didn't you say that the last time this happened?
Our Battlefront 2 made over 9 million copies sold, so
that's what I'm
saying. Who's to say they're not doing the right thing, which is so
that's what I'm saying, because
stupid.
People are still buying it. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
For example, I didn't buy Battlefront 2 because I knew Battlefront was not. I mean, it's always not the same after the first one came out. Mm-hmm. The only reason I bought the first one was because it was $9 at GameStop, and I had pity on it.
Yeah. You could have spent $10 and get Battlefront 2 on Steam for the same amount, but
yeah. But I mean, at this point, I mean, there's a difference between charity and just thing. Like I don't. No, it's just like. It's not gonna work out. Like,
yeah,
the philosophy of EA versus other companies is totally different. Their philosophy is it doesn't matter as long as we make money. They might not be happy with the game, but they'll still buy it. And that's the thing. EA is basically calling the consumer's bluff. Will you not buy this game even though you say it's crap? Because we know and but guess what? We still selling copies.
Yeah.
So
And it's just this weird relationship that they have where someone like a Ubisoft who clearly cares about their fans, at least with the majority of the stuff they do, if they try to call their bluff and release Assassin's Creed Unity, which is a broken pile of trash, fans do not like that. And the next Assassin's Creed game suffers for it. So they're like, okay, we need to change something here. Whereas you got EA, it's like, okay, we'll release the game as a pile of broken piece of crap. 2 years later, we'll release another broken pile of piece of crap. You'll still buy it regardless. We know you will. No, yeah, you're right.
But we kind of did. I mean, that's the thing. We kind of did. That's the problem.
It's so annoying. Why?
Guys,
why do we do this?
Guys, they're not. The thing is, they're not gonna change it until you buy it, and that's the same with every type of EA game, whether it's, a Madden or a FIFA or, Battlefront, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Like, they're not gonna change they're not gonna change anything.
Yeah.
It's gonna be essentially the same game with,
Mm-hmm.
one or two forgettable features that no one even cares about.
Yeah.
And it's just
like everyone, literally everyone, even like the hardcore sports game fans, agree with the idea that, hey, it'd be better if, you just release Madden and then every year release like maybe a $20 DLC or something.
Exactly, just update the rock because it's essentially the same game.
Yeah,
for every time. The animations look the same, all that stuff.
In the day of patches and even graphic updates to your game, there's no reason for them not to just do this.
Right.
Considering how many people buy Madden every year, you would still get your money back on this, but no, because so many people buy Madden, FIFA, and whatnot, they have no reason not to sell the same game with slight roster tweaks, maybe some slight physics tweaks, a story mode no one cares about.
That's what I'm saying. Like the story mode, I always add something little that's either trash, irrelevant, or is forgotten in the next year. Exactly. It's just. It's literally they just it's like they take the same thing they sell you, but they put it in a different wrapping paper and then sell it to you again, but you think it's a totally different product.
Yeah.
Or at least the way we buy it, it makes it look that way, But
they sell it every year for $60 because people love them sports.
And then people not only buy them, they pre-order them, they get all the DLC, everything, like, oh man, like.
And
I don't know, but you'd have to get them to boycott it because, you can't. I don't know, but
there's a reason you can't do that. But and it's so annoying because every single year, honestly, the main reason, outside of just the corporate BS that they always pull every single year, the main reason I don't watch their press conferences is because 20 minutes of it every single year is just talking about the new Madden, FIFA, and NHL, and all the other sports games they're going to release this year. 20 minutes out of the press conference every single year is stuff I couldn't give less of a crap about. And they can't either because they're not, oh wait, they bring out some celebrity guest to talk about it. Like, why are they here? What does he add? Bring in LeBron James or whoever, just naming sports people here, onto the stage. Oh, no, they don't have basketball. No, do they have NBA Live?
NBA Live
but that's not good. So
they're subpar versus 2K, but in terms of football and FIFA, yeah, they own that.
Yeah, fine. Cam Newton, bringing Cam Newton onto the stage. What does that add? What does that mean for me? Or just me as the audience. Hey, look, it's the person I kind of know. Okay, I don't get it.
There's no cookie. There's no.
He's gonna leave right after the press conference. We're not even gonna be able to meet him. It's like, why are you here?
I don't know, but that's just how EA operates,
Yeah.
And so they know that as long as they still meet their quota of copies sold, make their money, which they will, because they can just take the same thing, put a little tweak on it, and feed it right back to you. It's like as soon as you eat it and dump it out of your body, they just recycle it. Here, take it again. Look at this hard work we added.
Yeah.
But it's a cycle. But you have to stop the cycle. But unless we can get all of social media to just hashtag boycott EA,
they tried that with Battlefront 2. After the loot box stuff happened, people, because the loot box stuff was the problem. Some people got it early that week, and they're like, "Yeah, this is a problem. People shouldn't buy this." People said in their reviews that people should not buy this game, yet it still sold like crazy.
Yep.
How?
Because people love buying new games. Free or whatever people say, people love buying the new game because they're like, oh, I'm bored with my game. Now I gotta buy this new game, even though the game's crap. And
it's the same as you got last year.
I know.
FIFA 19 is gonna be the same year, same thing with different roster. Come on.
The only thing different is that it's a new paper cover, but it's pretty much the same game.
Mhm.
Like, oh, there's somebody different on the cover this year. It's the same game.
Yeah.
Like, don't fool yourself. Or Battlefront 2. It's like, oh, it's so different this year. It's like, is it though? Like,
Like EA legitimately used the same engine for FIFA from 2005 all the way, I'm pretty sure, to 2013. The
mm,
same engine. I've just modified it slightly every single year.
that's what
Really?
I'm saying.
You didn't
Yeah.
change anything other than the graphics on the roster for nearly 10 years.
They didn't have to, because that's enough. I mean, for sports, that's enough. Long as the names are different and occasionally one does a little thing a little bit cool, it's like, oh, now he does a celebration, like, like,
Yeah.
as long as you do a little, just enough to make it not exactly the same game,
Mhm.
oh, millions of copies sold.
Yeah. And like it's so annoying that EA actually kicks off E3 that Saturday. Like
Mhm.
you shouldn't have the right to do that. Get a
You're
Bethesda or
not
Ubisoft or
worthy.
someone else, just or even Activision come back for just a 30-minute press or just something.
Or
So we
just
don't
not,
EA
or
start it.
just EA just doesn't get a press conference. We've seen it already last year and the year
Honestly,
before.
yeah.
So we just watch. They just show a tape of like 2015 EA press
Hmm.
conference, and then we'll be up to speed basically.
Like there are other stuff here we could talk about, like Titanfall 3. They're gonna show more Anthem. Battlefield 5 was just announced today. Maybe a new Need for Speed game, but I don't want to
Mm.
talk about EA anymore. I'm done with them. I don't care.
There's no more caring. You just forget it. EA's bottom line. EA's trash, but
Yeah.
since we still buy it, they'll continue to be
I mean, we
trash.
don't, but like
Go
people.
figure. Yeah, but I mean, enough people buy it that
Yeah.
they're not losing money. They're,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a success for them because they're making money.
Yeah. And like everything, every other game I could talk about here, like basically we just repeat the same stuff for what four
Yeah.
more entries. So like there's, I'm just gonna continue on to the next thing. That's okay.
Moving right along.
Okay.